Good morning, children, and welcome once again to this part of the video class for class 5, subject science. Children, so far we have completed 5 chapters, that is, chapter 1, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6. Hope you have completed the assignments that were given to you. At the same time, I hope that you must have learned the question answers and the objective assignments given in the book. Now we need to move further. Today we are going to start with chapter 7, that is interdependence of living beings in plants and animals. Well, you must have heard this word environment very often. Now, do you know what actually environment means? In simple sentence, I would say the surrounding in which we live is called our environment. Now, this environment is made up of both living things as well as non-living things. The living things consist of the plants, the animals, and the microorganisms, whereas the non-living things, they consist of say air, water, soil, sunlight, that is light, temperature, etc. These are the non-living things of our environment. Now I've just defined here the environment in simple sentence. It's written there, the surrounding in which we live is called our called our environment, not surrounding. It's called our environment. Now, what are the different components of the environment? Now, components are both living things and non-living things. In living things, it includes plants, animals, microorganisms. In non-living things, it includes soil, water, light, air, temperature. Now let's come to the first, the living living component of the environment. First, the plants. We are going to talk about this plant. Now plants, they are the living component of the environment. Now we know that plants make their own food by the process of photosynthesis using carbon dioxide, water, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form say glucose, and of course oxygen is given out. Now I would just write a simple equation for this photosynthesis. Now photosynthesis I would write here carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of say sunlight and chlorophyll. This is the green pigment, and it gives what? Glucose, that is sugar, simple sugar, glucose plus oxygen. Now this is the plants, the reaction for photosynthesis that takes place within the leaves of the plant. Now if you notice here, this photosynthesis, the plants in turn depends upon the non-living things. What non-living things? These are carbon dioxide and water, sunlight. These are the non-living component of the environment. Now second, so this is our plant. Now animals. Now animals do not make their own food. Animals do not make their own food. They depend for food on the plants. Now not only they depend on food, but the animals also depend upon the non-living component of the environment also. The animals also need to breathe, so they take in air, that is oxygen of the air, and of course water to drink. So animals do not make their food, but depend for food on the plants. The third component is the microorganisms. Now this micro itself means very small. These microorganisms are very tiny living organisms that cannot be seen through naked eyes. It can be seen through only, say, microscopes. Now these microorganisms, they feed on dead plants and animals, and they decompose. Now what are the examples of microorganisms? Fungi, bacteria, these are fine examples of microorganisms. Now they feed on the dead plants and animals to release the nutrients in the soil, and these nutrients in turn are used by the plants. So this is about the microorganisms. Now every component, that means these components have got a specific role to play in the environment, and depending upon the role it plays in the environment, again we can classify the living components. So now we are going to talk about the classification of the living components. Now children, let's classify the living components according to the role they play in the environment. So here I have just drawn a flow diagram. The living components are classified depending on the role they play in the environment as producers, consumers, scavengers and decomposers. Now let us see one by one. These producers, what are producers? Now plant make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Just now I gave you the reaction, the chemical equations that happen during photosynthesis, in which the plant uses carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to make glucose. Now the plants, you get their carbon dioxide from the air, water from the soil that they absorb through the roots, and sunlight available in nature, and this chlorophyll that is present in the leaves of the plants, and then they make their food in the form of glucose. So they are producers, they make food for others. Since they can make their own food, they are also called autotrophs. So these are the producers which manufacture their own food. Next is the consumers. Now under these consumers comes the animals. Now the animals eat smaller animals. They eat the smaller animals, and these smaller animals in turn depends on the plant for their food. Now based on the different types, there are different types of consumers. We have got herbivores, animals that eat plant and the plant products. For example, crow, that cow, deer, many other buffaloes, and these are the animals that eat only plants and the plant products, and hence they are known as herbivores. These animals that eat the smaller animals, they are known as carnivores. Example, lion, tiger, wolf and many more. They are also known as secondary consumers. Then we have got omnivores, animals that eat both plant as well as the flesh. You can say that the smaller animals. Example, crow, bear, even human beings. We come under omnivores. Now the scavengers. Now these scavengers feed on the dead plants and animals. They help the environment to be kept clean by consuming the leftovers, the dead plants and the animals. So they are very useful. In fact, the scavengers are very useful. Examples are hyena, vultures, termite, earthworm, many more. They help to keep the environment clean. Then we had talked about decomposers. Under decomposers comes bacteria and the fungi. They usually feed on the remains of the dead plants and animals. They consume, they eat and release the nutrients. Just before this I talked about how these microorganisms, they release the nutrients in the soil, and these nutrients in turn are taken by the plants for their growth. So if I have to define decomposition, I would say it is the process of breakdown of the complex nutrients into simpler substances is known as a decomposition. So this is about the classification of the components, living components of the environment. Now in the next class we will talk more about this chapter, how the plants and the animals depend on each other. We'll also talk about food chain and many more things in the next video class. Till then, take care and continue watching these videos, and along with this you'll be again sent a small assignment which you have to do in your science exercise copies. So till then, take care and thank you.